Hey, Pastor Scott here with the Daily Word. I was reading this week about Jesus and that story. You read it in Matthew, Mark, and Luke about him asleep in the boat. A very famous story that each of them tells as they're crossing the Sea of Galilee. And this storm is raging all around him. And he's sleeping in the boat. And they're freaking out, understandably, because they're about to die. And it made me stop and think, like, how are we supposed to normally act in bizarre circumstances? Because there's always storms going on around us. And then we have this picture of Jesus, and then we have a picture of disciples. So he's sleeping, and so he's at rest, he's at peace, he's sleeping well on a pillow, and they go and they wake him up, and they're frantic about it. And he says to them, like, what's going on, guys? And it's interesting in the moment because Jesus is instantly criticized for being at peace and at rest in the middle of a storm. He's judged and he's criticized there. And so what he does initially, he wakes up and he looks around him and he says, peace, be still. He's speaking peace. He's at rest in his soul. And then he looks at the guys and he says to them, he addresses two things after he speaks to the unpeaceful situation. He looks at the guys and he says, why are you so afraid? What's going on that makes you so fearful? And then he said, where's your faith? Where have you placed your faith? Is it in what's going on around you, or is it in the one you follow? And he doesn't go on, we don't see much more about that, but Jesus is addressing the storms because they're really real, and he calls them to be at peace because he's in charge. And then he says, y'all don't have to be at fear. They're in fear. And then he says, where's your faith? And then the coolest thing is the next scene that we see, they land on the shore across the Sea of Galilee, and he gets off and he goes and he sets free two crazy, naked, wild, running around, insane demoniacs. He sets free people who are incredibly oppressed and possessed in that time. He sets them free. He just keeps living his life. The new normal people are always talking about around us right now. Well, the continual normal for us as followers is no fear, my faith in Jesus, and I'm going to keep living out the gospel. Do that this week. Live out the gospel. Look for opportunities around you. Be a blessing to people who need to be blessed.